Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. It's so good to have you here with us at To Beloved. Now, let's be honest, there's one question that can send even the most confident among us into a spiral of confusion and self-doubt. Why do men pull away? You meet someone, things are going great, you feel that connection, that spark, and then suddenly, radio silence. Or maybe it's a slow fade, a subtle distancing that leaves you wondering what on earth went wrong. Was it something you said, something you did? It's a scenario that plays out far too often, leaving you hurt, bewildered, and desperately searching for answers. Today, we're diving deep into this incredibly common yet deeply frustrating experience. We're going to unpack the psychology behind why men sometimes create distance, even when things seem to be going perfectly. It's a topic that leaves many of us puzzled, and frankly, it can be incredibly painful to navigate. But the good news is, understanding the why is the first crucial step to knowing how to respond effectively, how to reclaim your power, and how to potentially turn things around. We're not just going to talk about the problems, we're going to give you real, actionable strategies. So if you've ever felt that sinking feeling when a man starts to withdraw, or if you're currently in that confusing space, this video is for you. Stick around because we'll not only uncover the shocking reasons why he might be pulling back, but will also equip you with practical tools on how you can fix it fast. We're going to explore this together, and by the end, you'll feel more empowered and clear on how to handle this common dating dilemma. Let's get into it. One of the most classic reasons a man might pull away, especially when things start to get a little more serious, is the fear of commitment. Now, this isn't always about him not liking you enough. Sometimes it's about his own internal battles. He might see the relationship progressing, feel the deepening connection, and suddenly alarm bells go off in his head. These bells might be ringing because of past hurts, a fear of losing his freedom, or even societal pressure that tells him settling down is a massive, irreversible step. He might genuinely care for you, but this fear can be powerful enough to make him hit the brakes hard. It's a defense mechanism, a way to protect himself from perceived future pain or loss of self. So, what can you do when you sense this fear is the culprit? The knee-jerk reaction might be to chase, to demand answers, or to try and convince him he's wrong. But often this can push him further away. Instead, the more effective approach is often to give him a little space, not in a cold or punishing way, but by showing you have your own full life. Simultaneously, offer gentle reassurance, not by pushing for a label, but by demonstrating that a relationship with you adds to his life rather than subtracts from it. Show him that commitment can be a source of joy and partnership, not a cage. It's about creating a safe space for him to process his fears without feeling pressured into a decision he's not ready for. Sometimes a man pulls away not because he doesn't like you, but because he's feeling overwhelmed by the intensity or the pace of the relationship. This can happen if things have moved very quickly, or if he perceives the emotional demands of the relationship as being too high, too soon. He might feel like he's losing his sense of self or his independence, or that the expectations are mounting faster than he can comfortably meet them. It's not necessarily a reflection of your worth or the quality of the connection, but rather his capacity to integrate this new significant relationship into his existing life. He might need time to adjust, to breathe, and to ensure he's not losing himself in the process. Creating a balanced dynamic is key here. If you sense he's feeling overwhelmed, take a small step back yourself. Focus on maintaining your own interests, friendships, and personal space. This isn't about playing games, it's about showing him that you're a whole person with a rich life and that the relationship is a part of that life, not the entirety of it. Communicate your needs, of course, but also be mindful of the pace. Encourage open conversation about expectations and boundaries in a calm, non-accusatory way. When he sees that the relationship can coexist with his autonomy and that it's a partnership rather than an engulfment, he's more likely to feel comfortable moving forward rather than pulling back. Let's be real, sometimes the reason a man pulls away is simply because his initial interest has started to wane. This can be a tough pill to swallow, especially if you felt things were progressing well. Perhaps the initial excitement and novelty have worn off, and he's questioning the long-term compatibility. Or maybe, as you've gotten to know each other better, he's realized that you're not quite the match he thought you were, or that his needs aren't being met in the way he hoped. It doesn't always mean you did anything wrong. Sometimes it's just a natural, albeit painful, part of the dating process. People change, feelings evolve, and what initially drew him in might not be enough to sustain his deeper interest. If you suspect a loss of interest is the issue, the first step is to avoid panic and desperation, as these behaviors will almost certainly push him further away. Instead, focus on reigniting the spark by bringing back the energy that attracted him in the first place. Think about the early days. What were you like? What did you enjoy doing together? Try to reintroduce some of that fun, mystery, and lightheartedness. Invest in yourself, your passions, your appearance, not for him but for you. When you radiate confidence and happiness, you naturally become more attractive. And crucially, don't be afraid to subtly create a little space, allowing him the opportunity to miss you and to remember what he valued in you. Sometimes a little distance can make the heart grow fonder, or at least give him clarity. It's incredibly important to remember that when a man pulls away, it's not always about you or the relationship itself. Men, just like anyone, go through personal issues, stress, and challenges that can cause them to retreat. He might be dealing with immense pressure at work, financial worries, family problems, or even struggling with his mental health. When these external stressors pile up, his emotional bandwidth can shrink dramatically. His focus might shift entirely to navigating these difficulties, and he may not have the energy or capacity to invest in the relationship the way he did before. He might withdraw because he doesn't want to burden you, or because he genuinely needs solitude to process and cope. Supporting him through tough times, if he allows it, requires a delicate balance. Firstly, try not to take his withdrawal personally. Understand that his need for space might be about self-preservation rather than a rejection of you. Offer your support in a low-pressure way. I've noticed you seem a bit distant lately, and I just want you to know I'm here if you need to talk or if there's anything I can do. Then give him the space he needs. Don't bombard him with questions or demands for attention. Instead, focus on being a calm, steady, and understanding presence in his life. Your patience and empathy during these periods can actually strengthen the connection in the long run, showing him that you're a supportive partner through thick and thin. So often, the reason a man pulls away can be traced back to a fundamental breakdown in communication. Misunderstandings, unexpressed expectations, or a simple inability to articulate feelings can create a chasm between two people. He might be feeling something he doesn't know how to say, Or perhaps he's misinterpreted something you've said or done. When communication falters, assumptions take over, and these assumptions are rarely positive. He might be pulling away because he feels unheard, misunderstood, or because he's making up stories in his head about your intentions or feelings, leading to confusion and a desire to create distance rather than confront the perceived issue. Improving communication is a proactive way to prevent him from pulling away or to bridge the gap if he already has. This starts with creating a safe environment for open and honest conversation. Use I statements to express your feelings without blaming him. For example, I feel a bit disconnected when we don't talk as much, rather than you never talk to me anymore. Practice active listening. Truly hear what he's saying, validate his feelings even if you don't agree, and ask clarifying questions. Don't be afraid to initiate conversations about the relationship, but do so calmly and constructively. Sometimes simply naming the distance. I've sensed a bit of space between us lately. Is everything okay? Can open the door for him to share what's on his mind. Clear, kind, and consistent communication is the bedrock of any strong connection. So, there you have it, some of the core reasons why men pull away, and more importantly, what you can start doing about it today. It's rarely a simple single answer, and often it's a combination of factors. But by understanding these dynamics, whether it's fear of commitment, feeling overwhelmed, a loss of interest, personal struggles, or communication breakdowns, you're no longer in the dark. You have the insight to approach these situations with more clarity, confidence, and compassion, both for him and for yourself. Remember, your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth or their struggles to connect. The key takeaway here is to focus on what you control, your reactions, your understanding, and your own well-being. Sometimes giving space is the answer. Other times it's about improving communication or reigniting that initial spark. And sometimes it's about recognizing that his withdrawal has very little to do with you. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, and I truly hope you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Too Beloved for more insights into dating and relationships. Click the link in description box below for free training on how you achieve a more fulfilled relationship. We genuinely want to hear from you. Have you experienced your partner pull away from you? What worked for you, or what challenges are you facing right now? Let us know in the comments if you have any other topics you'd like us to cover. Your suggestions help us create content that truly resonates and helps you navigate the complexities of modern love. We're here to support you on your journey. See you in the next video.